Welcome back to Prep Recruiting Insider, PRI, here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale. I'm the coach of PRI, Rick Gailey, along with our Prep Recruiting Insider, Renee Nato, the I in PRI. And we're joined by Riverside Rebels today. And two athletes right here are Jared Butler, to your right, quarterback, and to your left, Herb McGee, wide receiver, quarterback. Wherever they need him, as long as you get me the ball, Coach, I'm fine. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Herb, I tell you, it seems like you've been at Riverside for about 15 years. But anyway, and you've been on the show 3 times. You have some offers. It's kind of unique. You have your All-State in football and basketball. You have offers in basketball and football. What's some of the schools that you're considering? And are you thinking about playing both sports in college?
I'm considering LSU, Cincinnati, South Alabama, ULL, Louisiana Tech. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, is that basketball and football?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jared, you're a sophomore, but you already have an offer in basketball.
Yes, from Tulane, and offer in football from there.
Okay. And ask you real quick, Herb, when is the process going to be completed? Is you going to go to signing date, or are you maybe thinking about getting this out the way soon?
I think in the next month I will get it out the way.
Okay. And Jared, I know you got 2 years to go, but would you like to go to the end of signing day, or would you like to get this over with in your junior year or early in your senior year?
I would like to get it over with my junior year just to feel comfortable and knowing my decision.
That's excellent. Now, let's talk about the season, how it's gone so far, because both of y'all have had some transitions right from the very beginning when Jordan Loving went down, and then Jared, you right behind him, I believe. So Herb, you had to play quarterback, and then back to receiver, and you were a receiver before quarterback. Let's start with you, Jared, first. Talk about the transition that you've had to make this year.
It was a tough learning process at the beginning, but having the receivers I have, like the playmakers I have on the outside and the offensive line I have, it makes it easy for me.
And the same thing with you, Herb. You've had to move back and forth from time to time, do whatever it takes for the team to be successful. Talk about the positions you've played this year and the adjustments you've had to make.
Well, I've only played 2 positions, wide receiver and quarterback, and it wasn't really a big adjustment because the past few years I played quarterback. You know, when Deuce was here, Jordan was there. I always, sprinkled in as quarterback, as a Wildcat quarterback. So it wasn't really a big adjustment. I mean, I think the biggest adjustment was, reading the whole field when I have to drop back and pass and stuff like that. So that was the only big adjustment. And, playing quarterback, you don't run around a lot. So me going back to receiver, I was kind of, winded, going out there running routes.
Jared, I'm going to start with you. Being a basketball player, you had a high point game against Mount Vernon. We're not sure if it's 33 or 35. You got to check with Herb on that. But anyway, how does basketball help you football and vice versa?
Basketball gets my mind going. Basketball allows me to make moves quick on my feet like that. And football gives me the toughness in the basketball games. It allows me not defenders to bump me around, things like that. So they both help me and vice versa.
And Herb, I know you're a great kick return specialist as well, and that's something that's in your repertoire in football. How does football help you basketball, and again, vice versa?
Well, like Jared said, going from football to basketball, football brings toughness, and, when you're out there playing basketball, you need toughness, getting bumped around. And basketball is just as he said also, it's quick thinking, and, out there on the football field, you got to think quick, you got to know what you're doing, you got to know the plays, you got to know what routes you're running, you got to read coverages and stuff. So, they both help each other.
Now let's talk about your future. You've still got a couple of years before you move on to the next level, but it's always something that you think about and dream of, I would think. Herb, let's go with you first. What do you think you're going to want to study in college? And when football's all done with, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I think I'm going to study pre-med. I want to be a pediatrician when I get older.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And the same thing with you, Jared.
Oh, yes. I want to major in engineering. My family has been in that field a long time, so more than likely I'll be an engineer. Probably civil.
Herb, you guys are 1 win away from making it to the Dome, and you're on a string right now. You had that game, 1 loss, one blip on the radar screen against John Ehret. Why is this team about where you thought it would be? Why is this a special group of guys?
In the beginning of the season, we all had doubts, and I think that a lot of people around, they doubted us, and you know, they were saying we're too young, or we weren't gonna be as good as last year. And this year, I think everybody came together as a team. And, you know, we had one goal in mind, and that was to get to the Superdome and win a state championship. And I think that everybody in our inner circle, we all believed that. And now, you know, it's coming true, and we have a shot to go to the Superdome. I think that we're gonna, you know, stick together and, you know, give it our all.
Jared, you got one game this week against St. Charles Catholic, but you, at the quarterback, have become a leader on a group like her with a lot of upperclassmen. Why has this group kind of grown before your eyes and become a special group?
The ups and downs, the circumstances that we're in, that brought us closer together. And we also took everything at a time, one thing at a time. Once Jordan got hurt, we took the situation at a time. And we took this game, our rematch against St. Charles, one at a time. So this is why we're so close together.
Huge matchup this week, Herb, really quick. Did you have a player that you looked up to when you were younger that you either modeled your game after, you wanted to live like he did?
I would say my player has changed, you know, from when I was younger. You know, my favorite player was Michael Vick. I always, you know, wore number 7, had a visor, and I always was a running quarterback. And I would say now it's Cam Newton. You know, I think Cam Newton is a great guy, and he does all the little things. You know, he gets his team motivated, and that's the same as, you know, with this team. You know, I try to motivate our guys, and so that Cam Newton will be my favorite player that I look up to.
Very good. Jared, real quick, one name.
Russell Wilson.
There you go. That's some great examples, gentlemen. Take a good look at those two guys, Jared Butler and Herb McGee, two terrific athletes from Riverside Academy. Come on, you have to put your game face on now. You can look happy. Look right at the camera and look happy. Big matchup this week against St. Charles Catholic. Semifinal game on the select side. We'll be back with 2 more terrific Riverside Rebels after a brief timeout. This is Prep Recruiting Inside of PRI at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale.